2-hour range, which I found one in New Jersey at Keene University called Premier Stages. It's actually an equity theater company that works with the college, so it's a college, and they provided housing. I got to live in the dorms, laundry like our dorms, and they had a stipend of $1,050 or something. So, and it was 7 weeks long. It was short. So, since I was such a wimp, I was like, okay, good. But
you weren't a wimp.
But like, even though I was scared going down there, when I finally got there, it was, I was really happy to have done it. And we started off. I did some office work. I was copying things because they weren't ready for me to work at the costume shop. They were really good about catering to like what you wanted, what you were interested in. And one of the reasons I chose them is because they were half an hour from the city, and they did every week a little class, and they taught about stage management and acting opportunities and costume design or design in general. And so that really interested me, and we took field trips into the city. We got to go to HBO studios and hear readings of plays, and I even got to sit in on an audition process, which was really cool to see it from the other side as an actor too, because I tried to let them know that I was interested in acting too. But then I started working in the tech shop, and they were really helpful about trying to like teach you what to do. And then I started working in the costume shop, and it was very long hours, but it was really cool because we got to make period costumes. We made like 12 period costumes for a James Madison play. It was ridiculous, but they were beautiful. And I actually, the costume designer, when I went to ACTF last year, we saw these costumes that were really, do you remember that first? It was like Sleeping Beauty, that was the play, and like they had to blow up, the lady became pregnant on stage, and like your costumes were gorgeous, and like I finally went there, and they're like, oh yeah, we just did Sleeping Beauty, and I freaked out because I was sailing, and I met...
and also the Small World stories.
Yep, I met someone who knew Andrea. Her name was Ingrid Pruse, yeah, and Dana, I don't remember Dana's last name.
Hornicker.
Oh, yeah, right, so it
was a former student of mine.
Yeah.
When I taught at Montclair State.
They were all very helpful, and it was really great to be that close to the city because we got to go in a lot. Even if we just wanted to, I got to go for fun too, and I got to learn about it, which I didn't know, so that was really good. Oh, and they also offered the opportunity to become an equity member. I signed up, so for stage management or acting, so you could do that too.
That's a great point to make, is that a lot of internships offer the opportunity to work toward getting into equity. So
I have an internship story as well.
Sure, please.
Like 2 summers ago, I did an internship with Saratoga Shakespeare Company in Saratoga, and they have performing interns and stage management interns, and they also do equity. So I was able to receive like 5 points towards equity, which was really cool. But they didn't provide any sort of housing or any sort of compensation, and I lived near Saratoga, so I was like carpooling with a bunch of other students who went to my high school, because we found out about it through our high school directors, because they were also in the shows with them and stuff like that. But what they did offer us, which was really cool, was a bunch of workshops. They did a Linklater workshop, and we did Much Ado About Nothing, and we did some magic, and we got to do an audition workshop, and there was some stage combat, and that was really cool. But I was a costume intern, and the costumer was really, really mean to me. And like really mean to all of us.
Sad.
Yeah, and I would
I
never
can't
ever work with him again.
That's sad. I mean,
Yeah.
and honestly though, that's part of the experience of working in theater, is learning how to deal with difficult personalities. And the great thing about an internship though is that you're not going to be there for the rest of your life.
Yeah.
It ends.
And we were like loading in. They had the interns build this huge set, which was sort of a more permanent set. We would load it in. We loaded it into the park because it was an outdoor thing. We had to load in the sound every single day.
Wow.
And then we had to like build this whole set. We were working for like 12 hours one day with like one 1-hour break. It was awful. So it was kind of a bad experience and kind of a good experience at the same time. I would suggest going there.
Easy, right?
Yeah. Oh yeah, it's like a lot easier. And they invited me back for another internship last summer, but I didn't take it.
That's good to know.
Yeah.
I did an internship at the New York State Theater Institute in Troy.
Oh, great.
And so it was really cool because I found out about it through a friend who had been doing it for half the year. And so she was like, you should do it in the spring semester, you know, you can do it. And it was only like $300 to pay. And I went there, I carpooled with her every single morning. We went there every day from like January to beginning of June, I think. And so we had modules for each show because it was an educational theater.
Cool.
So for the first show was an Agatha Christie show. I worked in the costume shop for 2 weeks, and that was where I first learned how to sew buttons.
Yay!
And so that was really cool because then I got to come here and work in the costume shop. And then for the next one, I got to do props, and I got to use some power tools, and then I like ran shows with the props. And then and then I got to audition for Ron Holgate, who was in the original 1776 production. He was directing a musical he had collaborated on called Reunion, and it was about the Civil War. So I got to be one of the main people in that musical, which was so cool. So I got to like,
never know.
yeah, I got to meet him, and so I know him now, and like I have like a home base in Albany, so you know I could go and work there. I made friends with a lot of the actors, and we also took classes in circus skills every week, like it was kind of random.
See, that's awesome, but right,
yeah,
like stuff like that is stuff we can't offer here, but you can take advantage of it through an internship.
And just like, I mean, I just got a lot of experience, and then I found out, you know, she like helped. I remember my intern director actually was like, you're thinking of going to New Paltz, or you're thinking of going to Purchase and Pace, and she's like, I know the guy at Pace, I'll call and I'll give him a really good recommendation. So I'm sitting there in her office, and she calls the like head of Pace theater department, and it's like, oh, Lydia's gonna audition, she's great. And I'm like, ah. But also for people who might, like I remember one person there did an internship, his name is Brian, and he worked in sound, and he was like, I think I'm gonna do sound, and he did it the whole year, and he got so good at it that a sound company offered him a job, and now he did tours with Eric Clapton and John Mayer, and he got paid like so much money. So I mean, anything can happen, and I loved it.
In Troy, you did that too, right?
Yeah. And
Brian
this was
actually
really-
taught me some.
Yeah, Brian, and he teaches other interns.
I worked with Ron Holgate, and I met a lot of equity actors in the city, and made a lot of really good connections. I really like you work hard and you're focused, and you put in the extra effort.
Yeah, you learn so much.
It pays off. Did you have another comment, Dana? Or